So here we are, GDC 2025. Let's go check out some games you probably haven't heard of. GDC is where developers show off all of the most innovative gaming technology. And sometimes innovation means bringing all of your wackiest ideas to life. And when it comes to wacky ideas at GDC, one place does it better than anywhere else. This is 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐩𝐭, where the most unique and frankly off-the-wall ideas thrive. This is where developers create video games and experiences that use alternative controllers. And as you can see, anything goes. Samurai swords, seesaws, whatever this thing is. But many of the games use everyday inanimate objects. Take this racing game, for example. You literally steer by leaning side to side in your chair, and that's me giving you the PG version. Let me just pause on those instructions for you really quick. You lift your left and right butt cheek to turn. Yeah. You swivel side to side to accelerate, press buttons on your chair to use your items, and you stand up to boost. Oh, and just in case you were wondering what it was that boosts you forward when you stand up, the game is called Clench the Stench, so figure it out. Oh, by the way, I got first place. And here we have the cuddliest game of the showcase. It's called How to Pet Your Cat. The controller is a giant fluffy cat, and you literally just pet it. That's all you do. Pet it as many times as you can before time runs out to score the most points. You can even play it against a friend and see who pets the cat the most before the time runs out. It's absolutely ridiculous, and at the same time, it just works. That's the magic of the 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐩𝐭 booth. The games can be as off the wall and absurd as launching your slipper toward a target and screaming into the controller. I'm being serious, that is something that I did. They can take seemingly mundane activities like knitting and turn them into rhythm games. And some games even simply mimic the things that we do every day, like this game Rice, where you simply have to finish all of your food before going out to play, and tossing some food over to your puppy every time your parents look away to speed up the process. While a lot of the games at the 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐩𝐭 booth make clever use of unconventional controllers to simply make you laugh, some of them seemingly have something to say about the world that we live in. Badger Badger, for example, is probably one of the most elaborate games that I played at the 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐩𝐿 showcase. The game is reminiscent of old first-person dungeon crawlers like Dungeon Master or Stone Keep. You move through a labyrinth that is your mundane office job by pressing your clearance badges against these giant arrow buttons, and use letter cards to select dialogue options in order to mingle with your coworkers. The object of the game? Advance in your career while trying not to completely lose your sanity in the process. Sound familiar? Bleak, I know. While I love social commentary in games, my favorite game of the day actually wasn't bleak and it didn't mimic reality at all. It's called 𝐂𝐴𝐿 in the Rain. Essentially, you're floating through the cosmos catching falling stars in a little mason jar. While you're catching the stars, another player is on another screen bouncing stars off of their umbrella, trying their best to ensure that as many stars land in your mason jar as possible. In the end, you and the other player finally meet each other, and then the words "I'll meet you in the rain" appear on both of your screens. Upside down on your screen and right side up on theirs. The aesthetic instantly caught my eye as I walked by, and the gameplay was as beautifully simplistic as the art style. It's hard to do it justice with just words, but using the jar as a controller felt really smooth and accurate. I didn't get to use the umbrella controller, but that looked really cool too. This is one of those games I could see myself playing with a friend for long periods of time, just zoning out and seeing how long we can go. That's something I noticed about a lot of the games I played today. Many of them required a second person or even more to play with. I came here by myself, so that meant I had to play with random people each time, and while that may seem a little daunting if you're like me, the ridiculousness and unpredictable nature of these games usually had me and the person I was playing with laughing and smiling at the end. I guess fun is just a really good icebreaker. I hope you enjoyed our little side quest at GDC. We figured since we were there, we may as well highlight some of the things that we love most about gaming and the gaming community. Obviously these games will likely never make it to your home, but that's where VR comes in. After all, VR gaming is usually about embracing the weird and unorthodox and finding new and innovative ways to have fun. We'll be back with your regular scheduled VR programming next week, and in the meantime, I'll be starting a petition to get that cat petting game ported to VR. Subscribe to see if it ever happens.